Sorry I've been out for so long, but while I was out, I was putting under intense use the cold steel true flight throwers. I got them from a person down on Bladeforums. His name is here? No. Here. And he was a very nice person to deal with. I got 3 true flight throwers, of which I only used 2. The reason I only wanted to use 2 was so that for this review I could keep one in perfect condition. I'm going to throw the crap out of it after this review. But there were some good things I liked about the knife, and there were a couple of bad things. Good things were, it was a very nice, well-balanced thrower. It's an average length for a throwing knife, 12 inches, which is very nice if you're beginning, although some knife throwers I know would suggest a longer knife to around maybe 16, 13, between that range, 16, 13 inches. And also the shape on the knife was very nice. I liked the straight back version. I do prefer a more leaf shape, but this is actually quite comfortable to use. Although there were a lot of downsides to this knife that I wasn't too happy about. First off, I'll start with the handle. It's wrapped in paracord, and although I'm not totally opposed to using handle material on my throwing knives, the paracord's a bit cheap on this cold steel knife. After maybe 4 days of throwing, I want to say the paracord came out on both of the knives I was using, and I gotta say, I'm throwing one now without paracord at all instead of just rewrapping it, and the only significant difference in it is that it makes that twang sound. You know, when you miss, and it makes that really loud, metal shaking, really fast noise. Yeah, well, the paracord does mute that, but besides that, it's actually a bit better without it. Unfortunately, without the paracord on, it makes 2 very uncomfortable bumps on the blade that do not help you when you are throwing no spin. So if you want, replace the paracord. I've actually seen it done a couple of times over the internet, and I gotta say, some of these people are really creative with the amounts of stuff they put on there. Different colors, different wrapping patterns. In fact, I almost want to say that if you buy the knife, you should just remove the paracord and put on something of your own kind. It comes with holes on the knife so that you could probably just wrap it in whatever you want, even leather if you really felt so inclined. Another bad thing about it is the coating they put on it. I had a cold steel mini flight thrower, and I've had that for over a year now, actually a couple of years, and I've been throwing that on and off a lot. And it's gotten hit with knives, it's hit into things, it's hit rocks, which I'm not too happy about. And its coating never seemed to come off the way this did. Cold Steel's true flight throwers are having chipping on the coating, and it looks great to start with, but I don't know, after a while of constant throwing, it's deteriorating faster than I wanted it to. The blade itself is full length along the edge, which personally I do not like for my throwing knife. If you are into throwing knives, you know that really the most important thing about a throwing knife's blade is its tip. And as far as that goes, this knife is very good. I've had it hit against a couple of rocks and the tip stayed pretty pointy. However, the blade being along the full edge of the knife is kind of uncomfortable for blade throws. Granted, it's nothing you can't get around, especially if you're a seasoned knife thrower, but as for beginners, it might waver them off and they may find themselves cutting themselves just a little bit in the beginning. However, the blade isn't that sharp out of the company, which I did get it new. I'll show you some paper cutting demos, probably like up here. Darn it, up here. But nevertheless, the specs for the knife can be found on Cold Steel's website. I'm not sure exactly what the blade steel is, so you could look at that there. Overall, I was happy with the knife. Off the manufacturer, the blade is a bit expensive for what it is. I wouldn't pay that much for it, which is why I bought it off Bladeforums. I was pretty happy with the price I got. Personally, I got, because I don't like naming prices, I'll say between $70 and $100 for the set. But even that's a bit much, and I didn't really enjoy paying that much for them. But if you like Cold Steel, these will be nice, reliable knives for you. It's a nice beginner set if you want to get 3 of them. But I'd keep looking around if you're really waiting on throwing knives, you like quality throwing knives. These ones are just not the best Cold Steels come out with. I hope you've enjoyed my review. I'm going to have more videos up in the future. The stats for the knife are on Cold Steel's website. I suggest if you want to know more about the knife, you can go on there. To go over real quick, it's incredibly durable, it's a really nice point, it's well balanced, and it's a good length. On the bad sides, the handle wrapping is bad. If you take the handle wrapping off, it's kind of bad for no spin throwing, and it has a full length bleed on it. If you've liked my review, I hope you subscribe, stick around, hit the like button. I will have more throwing demos in the future and more knife reviews. They should be coming along shortly. This has been Renaissance Reborn. Hope you enjoyed your video.